The third piece of the SWIFT method is the letter I. That stands for integrity. This is also an overlooked key to elite athletic performance. This is more on the physical side, just like the winning mindset was on the mental side. We don't just train hard, we want to train smart. And it's not just about how hard we're training on the court, in the field, in the weight room. It's what we do the hours we are not on the playing field, okay? Athletes who aspire to play at the national club level, varsity, and college need to do more than just lift and run and condition their body. They need to fuel, they need to recover, they need to care for their bodies properly. This is what we call integrity, the foundation of nutrition, mobility, sleep, and stress management. The big five of athlete health and recovery. To perform at an elite level as an athlete needs to prioritize these three areas: nutrition for fuel and recovery. I'm also going to throw in health, because caring about your health at a younger age, as it deals with chronic diseases, but also in the performance side of sports, is very key. Sleep for restoration, mobility for movement quality, stress management for consistency, and recovery modalities for longevity. Each of these elements directly impacts an athlete's ability to train hard, stay injury-free, and perform under pressure as they do more throughout the year for various practices, multiple sports, and even the fact that they are accumulating stress and demands from the classroom. Nutrition, the foundation of performance. Training hard without proper nutrition is like driving a car with no fuel, or the worst kind of fuels, and you're not maintaining all the spark plugs and nuts and bolts, right? Why this matters. Nutrition fuels workouts, games, and recovery, supports muscle growth and injury prevention, regulates energy levels and focus. Protein. As we've said in the nutrition, as we will say in the nutrition protocol, when you go into that, it supports muscle repair and strength. Carbs, primary fuel source for speed and endurance, especially when this is more available than any other nutrition source. Fats, they support hormones and long-term energy, okay? They, instead of making us go through the carbs very fast, they can kind of slow down the rate of the carbs being used. So that way we have them for 4 quarters instead of just until halftime, if that makes sense to you. Hydration, you guys know this, prevents fatigue, cramping, and mental fog. Also, through all the bodily processes, your body doesn't need to utilize and break down water. So the better you have water intake, the better your body can function that way, okay? As an athlete who eats well-balanced meals before and after training to recover faster, build stronger, efficiently, and have more consistent energy and competition. Sleep. This is a tough one for a lot of you athletes, especially with late practices, late games during the fall season for school, maybe track meets run later. You get back late from a travel tournament. You got Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, a lot of distractions. You got a lot of homework. Sleep is where recovery happens. Athletes who don't get enough sleep suffer from slower reaction times, decreased strength and speed, and you're at a higher risk of injury. Many athletes that I know who have gotten injured, yes, there's a lot of physical stuff that goes into it, but a lot of them were also less on the sleeping quality side, quantity, and on the nutrition side. A lot of pro athletes like Manu Ginobili have said that they started having lingering injuries that they couldn't get over, and they think a lot of it was because their sleep cycle changed when they had their twin sons, because one kid is sick, the other one is sick. So it kind of messed with things. And so, I'm not saying for a pro athlete to not have kids and not have a family. That's a joy right there. But there's a lot of things that can obviously affect this without us realizing. Elite athletes should strive for, especially when it is allowed in the schedule, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. I'm going to say more nights than none, okay? If you can get 4 nights versus 3 nights, and then the 3 nights are maybe a couple hours less, I think you're going to be winning on average. If you can go for a better average, that's what we're going to hit, okay? So use your sports mind with stats to go for that better average. Screen time, we got to cut this out at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Reduce the brain overstimulation. Let the brain calm down. When the brain can calm down, the rest of the body can calm down. Consistent sleep schedule. Helps regulate performance and hormones. Even if you're only averaging 6 hours of sleep, if it is a consistent, let's say, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. time, that's better than being up and down all around and your body doesn't even know what's going on, okay? We have to adapt to some kind of consistent level and improve from there. A well-rested athlete, for example, reacts faster, recovers better, and stays injury-free compared to those who have inconsistent sleep. Okay, mobility. The key to longevity. Speed and strengths are useless if an athlete can't move efficiently, okay? Why mobility matters. Prevents injuries, once again, by improving movement mechanics, enhances flexibility and ranges of motion, increases power output and speed efficiency. Best practices are going to be a daily dynamic warm-up before training, post-training mobility work for to maintain movement quality, and this can be foam rolling and static stretching. And then there's self-myofascial release. Once again, more foam rolling and stretching as well. Stress management. This, we thank kids because, physically you are more resilient. You have youthful genetics. You can just take in all the stress that you want. Nothing bad is going to happen. False. Okay. This is a silent performance killer. Adults, you know this too. Too much stress, whether from school, training, or life, negatively impacts recovery and performance. If you have a lot of stress, your body is going to take all its fuel and sleep to go into that stress that you aren't managing, okay? And then that might affect everything else. How it affects athletes. Increases risk of injury due to mental and physical fatigue, slows down recovery, and leads to burnout. And this hurts sleep, focus, and reaction time. Strategies. Breath work and meditation. Help regulate nervous system, slow things down, get some breathing time, okay? You have a very quiet, peaceful time. This is also why Coach Swift does not drive with music on for the 12 minutes he has to go home, because it's a way for me to calm down the stimulation from my day-to-day work routine and be able to be more calm when I go into the house, okay? Time management skills, balance academics, sports, and recovery. You'll better do this when you have stress management strategies and also routines. Proper nutrition and hydration keeps energy levels more stable, okay? Recovery modalities, the difference between average and elite. Best recovery modalities for athletes is going to be, I'd say every 2 to 4 weeks. You throw in some cold therapy, ice baths, some colder showers, reduce inflammation. Every day is honestly not going to be as helpful as we thought back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. People do feel better, but every day might also hinder the natural inflammatory adaptation processes we need to get stronger and build muscle. Okay, so you want to kind of do it every 2 to 4 weeks, I would say. So that way it's at the end of an accumulated amount of stress per couple weeks versus just every day when it's not really that high. Massages and foam rolling. I get a massage, deep tissue once a month. Foam rolling, I try to have a bedtime routine for this, even if I'm, swiping through emails, watching a TV show before I go to bed. Okay, this is going to help relieve muscle tightness. You apply enough pressure at different nerve endings. Okay, it can definitely help. Active recovery, light movement, and stretching. As much as we need to take some days off, having active days, even if you go take a walk around your neighborhood, go ride your bike, this can be very helpful. Okay, something physical, but not trying to stress yourself. The bottom line for athletes and parents, talent and hard work are not enough. I don't care who your dad is, who your mom is. Okay, let's be smart about this because everybody else has moms and dads too. If an athlete wants to compete at the highest level, they need to master nutrition for energy and muscle recovery, sleep for strength and mental sharpness, mobility for injury prevention and movement efficiency, stress management for long-term consistency, and recovery strategies for peak performance. If your athletes wants to maximize their performance, you need to stay locked in with Swift Method programming, where we integrate integrity into every aspect of our training.